Hello everybody and welcome to our revised review or quick start guide for Rise of Industry, a cool little Tycoon game. I'm revising the quick start guide because my audio was terrible on the last one, so I'm going to redo it and hopefully it'll sound a hell of a lot better this time. So to start with, I've just picked Stratford here, right? It doesn't matter which map you go into, this is just any of the random ones here. I've picked Stratford, right, because essentially when you quick start in this one, the best thing to do is to specialize in one particular industry or area to start with, right? So in this instance, I'm going to go with agriculture. So I see there's a farmer's market in Stratford. That's all I need. So if you see the farmer's market, click on it. They're the products that it buys. So the simple things that I'd be able to make fairly quickly are the likes of the potatoes here. I can start producing those fairly quickly. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I will do firstly is I will go to see, go to our farms down here. Okay, so as you can see, they're all grayed out, so we have to go to our tech tree. So tech tree up there, so click on that. So you're in the agriculture here, right? So what I will want to do is I want to do the first couple are free. So there's potatoes are free. Might go with vegetables as well, just for the sheer fun of it. And then generally what you'll have to do is I kind of like, because I'm going to specialize in agriculture, I kind of think it's no harm to maybe go down this route here. So it's plus 10 farm storage. And then this one in particular is key. It's plus two crop fields. So instead of two crop fields or three crop fields, you actually get five. So that'll be most useful for if you're going to specialize in agriculture early on. Okay. So that's the research just kind of lined up there. So as you can see now, the crop farm has opened up. So if I just click on that. I'll just zoom in to make it a little bit easier. So when you're placing it, it's kind of the building itself doesn't matter hugely. It's kind of more the fields that you have to do. So I'm going to put the crop here. I'm going to put the fields. There's a nice field there. Okay, put one there. Put one there. Okay, so I'm going to have them developing potatoes. Perfect. Okay, so first thing, make sure to put the road in here. So okay, so that's fine. So what we have to do as well is because we need to get the water well because farms need water. So you can position the water well. I've put it here, right? So it can actually, the road will link it directly to, sorry, I put my harvesters there, and there. Okay, so that's fine. Just close that down. So we go to here. So that water well is now connected. So that water well will directly start supplying the crop farm what it needs. Now, okay, so let's just put the speed on here for a second. Okay, so once you specialize early, that's the thing is if you start branching out into other areas at the start, it's actually quite expensive. The tech tree can get very expensive very quickly. So as you can see, all I need to actually produce these crops is water, which is being supplied by the water well. You can see the product there as the bars go across. Now, what I did forget to do, but I'm just going to do it right now, it doesn't matter because there's nothing has been produced, is put down a warehouse. So logistics, warehouse. I'll zoom out so you can see the max area of effect as well here. So that white box is the max area that they'll automatically deliver to and from. So okay, so in this instance, I'm going to put another crop farm just before that. So I'm not going to reach the farmer's market anyway with this one. So what I will do is I'll just put it here. Make sure to connect both ends of it to the roads so as it opens it. Okay, perfect. What I'm going to do, because I'm going to drop another crop farm down here, just beside the harvester there. Okay, crop field, there, there. You can put them across here too, doesn't matter. Okay, so what will happen now is the water well is obviously going to produce water and it's going to deliver to hopefully this first potato field here. So this one, the first potato field should pick up the water quite quickly. I'm actually sorry, I had to speed it up a wee bit here. So that's grand. Okay. Now one thing I would always remind you to do is in your warehouse, I'm just going to slow down the speed there for a second. When you get your products in, So there should be some products coming in. Okay, you can see the water is producing there anyway. So that's, you can see the research here is just moving along to get the +2 crop fields. So yeah, what I might do is I might terraform. Okay, so okay, I was trying to just block those terraform those so that they make them flatter, but there we are. Okay, so a crop farm is producing. The warehouse is in range, so you see the trucks are just sending it straight up to the warehouse. Okay, the water well is producing. Okay, so that's fine. So the warehouse now should have potatoes in it. Okay, so what we do with the potatoes is, so let's speed down again there for a second, just for different. Okay, so potato farms are they're bought in the likes of these farmer markets here. So sorry, farmer market. So if we go here, click on it, you'll see on the warehouse, you'll see where it can deliver directly to. Okay, so if you click on that now, it's going to infinitely do it. Now the one thing to check is this thing here. Always have that box with the red shade around it, because it's the most efficient. Because if you don't do it that way, what happens is they send it out, the trucks are sent with 1 unit rather than 2, and that will increase as things go up. So the first thing to do is make sure that's checked. So you'll be actually sending it out with the maximum amount of product in it. Now if I place my warehouse nearer down here, then obviously it would automatically send out and I wouldn't have had to do that. But I've just, it's getting there anyway. So you can see here now the money is plus 62,000. So there's money coming in. So okay. So that's just to reiterate, that's the main thing there. If you just that hold until production transport capacity is full, that is key. Because if you don't do that, it's going to be sending half-empty trucks, and that will cost you more in the long run. Now, something that the game doesn't necessarily, I had to look it up anyway, is the 10 million you start with at the very start, or 5 million, depending on which game you choose, is actually a loan. So the only way to pay or take out a loan is to go to your headquarters. So when you click on the headquarters, you'll see a few different options here. So it goes through all the different things. Obviously, I haven't developed any of those, so they don't actually work at this point in time. But if you go to the money, the loans, the dollar symbol, you'll see that the starter amount there is 10 million. So monthly repayments are going to be 83,000, and there's no interest. Also has the take out a loan button if you wanted to do it. So that's the key thing. So if I had $10 million, I could actually just hit pay off there, and it's done and dusted. So that's one thing, just another key thing to take a point of, or take a note of. Nearly have these crop fields doing it. Okay, so you can see here you're now making a profit, small as it is, only $12,000 per month. Yeah, we made $12,000 last month. So once we get the 5 crop fields going here for each farm, that's obviously going to increase. Generally, 1 well is enough for 2 farms to keep them ticking along nicely. So, if you're doing more than 2 farms, you might need to put an extra well down. But for this quick start, I'm just giving you something to get you to get a few quid into the bank, and then you can actually choose to go down whichever route you want to go down. So, hang on, just max up the speed on that. Okay, so that's just saying I've no R&D, so that's fine. So now I can actually put down these extra farms. Add field. So there we go. So an extra 75,000. So I go here. I can just put it there, and then I will do sorry, apologies, that's the headquarters. I'll do the exact same on this one here. I'll add the fields. I'll put it there. I'll put it there. So now you'll see there's 5 fields producing. So producing crops. Well, there's only 3 at the minute because we need to get some more water in. So it's one water per field. So storage, I have no water stored, so it's not going to. Obviously, the fields that you can see that have got the buds growing in, and they've received the water, and they're happy out. They're working away. So okay. So the water is okay. So we'll see. So what I might do actually is that if you see the building upkeep for this is about $11,000. So you can see, you know, I'm September of the first, so 9 months into the first year, and you can see last month there were $66,000 in profit made. So it's not okay. It's not a huge amount of money, but it is a good start, and it does allow you to you can rinse and repeat on this one to keep going. You can just keep adding crop fields. You can keep adding doing that. You can specialize that way. So you can do it that way. There is another way you can do it if you're stuck for you could start producing items. If you need to buy items and you don't have the resources, then you can actually do this. I'm just going to pause this because you can actually purchase resources from the state. So if, for example, I looked at this and I went, okay, farmers market, what do they need? Okay, fish. Okay, is there anything produced there? No. Okay. So so what you could do is food factories. So say we have it here, right? So you go into your factories and you see their drinks preservation factories. So don't have any of them researched as yet, but actually I'll do it for example for this one here, right? So see where there's no storage in this crop farm here. So do you know what I might do is I will go to the state, which is here. So if you click on this, this is where you can actually buy and sell whatever product you want, right? So I'm going to choose to buy water off the state, okay? And I'm going to choose my destination. So eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I will pick crop farm 1. And what I will do is I will send 3, okay? So now the little ticks, the orange ticks that you see going, that's obviously the state sending their the water over. So that's going to cost me $3,120,000. But it might just be enough that it would, the crops will start growing and things will go. So max sent is 3, so that's grand. I will just cancel that now when they get here. That's fine. So that's how you would buy and sell to the state. And similarly, if you had products, you do the exact same thing just to sell. Um, okay, so you can see I've now got 5 potato fields going there, so that's perfect. So basically that's as a starting point. It's very simple, very very quick, and it's just agriculture. If you decide to start branching into a bunch of other different things, the tech tree is very expensive and it's going to cost you a fortune in the long run. So you're better off at the very start to just zone in on one or two, one thing maybe. See that potatoes. You can see in the potatoes that the farmers markets, they have, like, I'm only saying that they have a huge amount of it there. Like if you see the yellow bar there or the orange bar, I'm not getting anywhere near filling that. So I could put in 4 or 5 potato farms there and still not be. So there's the demand is there for it, and it's very simple to produce. And once you start doing that, you can branch off into different areas. So look, I'm going to leave it there. I might actually drop another video very similar on. I might start branching into building up your first factory and stuff like that. But before I go, I'd like to thank you for listening, and I would really, really appreciate if you could hit that like button, make a comment, and in particular subscribe if you can. A subscription will cost you nothing, but it would mean an awful lot to me as a growing YouTube channel. So really appreciate it, and I'm going to leave it there. And thank you, and good night.